11 November 1918 at 11 a.m. Armistice is signed. The Great War is over. Here is an original newspaper from World War I. All right. Today is Veterans Day also, so happy Veterans Day, including myself, to all you veterans out there. And welcome back to my channel. And sit back and enjoy this video. It's going to be a good one. All right, I picked this newspaper up at a local antique shop a couple years ago. Really nice. It's dated 11 November 1918. That's the day they signed the Armistice. And it's the Washington Herald. So I'll take you in here and show you the newspaper up close. All right, here's the newspaper I was talking about. The extra, the Washington Herald, Armistice is signed. And that's November 11th, 1918. And it cost you 1 cent. Got a lot of good articles in it. Fighting stops at 6 a.m. today. State Department announces President Wilson ratified terms to be published later. All right, I got a couple little things to tell you about World War I here. I got all this information off Google, so if anything's wrong or, not right about the information, don't blame me. I just got this off Google. So, first of all, United States declared war on Germany on April 6th, 1917. And the losses in World War I, both military and civilian, were about 40 million people. 20 million of those people were in deaths, and about 21 million were wounded. So it's 40 couple million people there. Total deaths were almost 10 million military and 10 million civilians. And not to mention horses and other animals that served during World War I. The dogs, but most of the horses. They had so many horses that were killed, just slaughtered for, but just senseless. But now in Russia, they had the most casualties during the war. They had almost 2 million deaths, including 500,000 civilians. United States had 117,000 people were killed. France had almost 2 million, including civilians. And Germany had 2 million and 700,000 civilians that they know of that were killed. And then the U.S. had 64 divisions with 4 million men and women serving. And Germany had 251 divisions with 13.6 million men that were serving. And here's a list of some of the major battles, and not all of them, just a couple of them, just the major ones. They had the Battle of the Marne, the Battle of the Somme, and Verdun. And then they had the United States had their first major battle against the Germans at Bella Wood. So that was a big major battle for the United States. We lost a lot of good men in that campaign. And then on March 21st, 1918, there was the German Spring Offensive. They had 10,000 guns fired over 1 million shells in 5 hours against the Allies. And then 47 German divisions attacked the Allies. So, all right, now what I want to do, I broke out a whole bunch of my World War I collection, and I got like a helmet and a uniform and a bunch of field gear, and I'll show you what the Americans used during World War I. So I'm going to take you in here and show you my World War I collection. It's just some of it, not all of it. All right, now I want to show you some things I got in my personal collection of World War I items, American. First of all, we got a 29th Infantry Division jacket. You can see the 29th Infantry Division patch on it. And this guy was in Company B Infantry. and he was a sergeant. Next item they would have used would have been their helmet. As you can see, it's got remnants of the 29th Infantry Division on there. So the helmet matches the patch on the jacket. And here's the inside of it. Still got the liner, a chin strap, and down there you can see tighten cord and adjust nut to fit the head. And I'll spin this around, I'll show you the heat stamp on there. Yeah, it's just a beautiful condition helmet. Most of them you see is missing a liner, or it's got the chin strap so brittle they break. There's a couple different hats they would have wore. And this is the artillery unit, Echo Company. This is a thick wool. Flip that over and it's got the US color disc pin on it. And next I would have wore these. They're cloth leggings. Wrap around the ankle, up over the calf. And then we have the gas mask. This was worn on the front of the soldiers on their chest area, and the string here, they would wrap that around their body to secure it to them. And here's the back of it. It's got the mask, the hose, and a canister inside of it. A lot of these hoses are really dried out, cracking. Alright, there's what it looks like inside. I don't want to take this out because I started to, and there's a lot of cracking going on there, so I don't want to damage it any more than it is. But anyway, there's the hose. Down inside there's the canister, and this here is still tied to it. Contains instructions, record card, and tape for repairs. Alright, next is their backpack. I'm going to turn this sideways so I can get it in the picture a lot better. Now, to tell the difference between a World War I and a World War II meat can pouch is the World War I ones had the buttons here, and the World War II ones, they had these kind of straps here that would fasten here and connect there to keep them together. But if I get this open with one hand, you can see Canvas Products Company, November 1918, and inside would be their meat can, ammo, and then on the side there they would have a slot for the spoon, and over here for their fork and knife. And should have to lay this down, but anyway, there was a get this out here. I can't get it out, but you can see right here, right there, there's a leather scabbard, and that was for the knife, so it wouldn't cut through the canvas. And they would tuck their here's a T-handled shovel, they would slip underneath the meat can, and it would connect to the backpack with this strap here. And on the back, this one's Willys Bickford Sweet Company, October 1918, 1 month before the war ended. And on the pouch for the T-handled shovel, it's got real nice markings on it. 144th Infantry I Company with the 2 crossed rifles. And on the back of the pouch, it would connect to the backpack right here. And then some of them would have a pistol belt and a 45 holster. And we'll get down here and you can see that one's dated 1917. I didn't connect it to the belt because it's easier for me to explain this way. And here's a first aid pouch, and this one's dated 1918. And here's the 45 clip. Two clips go in that pouch for the 45 pistol. And you can see this one's dated April of 1918. And now moving on to the BAR belt. Some of these had a built-in 45 ammo pouch for the 45 pistol, and this here would be to put the BAR, the back of it, inside there to hold it. But it held some of them had the 4 pockets like this one, and some of them had 6 pockets. And here's the back of this one. This one's dated June 1918. Also June 1918 on the date. Here's a close-up of the cup that the rifle butt goes into. See if I can get this over here. I got it open. Alright, the next item is a chest pouch that carries hand grenades. Put 1 grenade in each pouch. And as you can see, this thing is just loaded with straps. And moving down here, manufacturer, and it's dated May 1918. And then we got a bugle. You can see on the front of this one, it's maker marked and dated. It's 1917. Still plays. I'm not a musician, so I don't play it, but you can still blow into it and make noise. Now what we got here is a horse brush. There were thousands and thousands of horses that served in World War I. Sadly, a lot of them got killed. And you can see some numbers carved into this one. There's a 3, and there's an E341 carved into the leather. And something else under there. I can't make out what it is, but your hand would go in here like this, and then you would brush the horse down. Now, I was lucky at a show and found an engraved mess kit. You can see on the handles they're maker marked and dated right here, but it's got a lot of paint on it, so it's filling in the gap there. But you can see Beautiful engraving on that. Now inside has a spoon, fork, and a knife. And there's the eating utensils. A lot of them are dated on the back. They'll have US on the front. And this one's dated 1918 with the manufacturer right there. And like I say, US on the front. Flip it over. Same manufacturer, but this one's dated 1917. Got the US on the handle and the knife. Flip that one over. Spin this around. LF&C Company, 1917. Blade's got a lot of rust on it. Next up, we got a squad leader's pouch. I'm not exactly sure what they carried inside of them, but open it up inside, and it's kind of a flat pouch anyway. And then on the back of it, got the 4 holes. This here would clip on like a belt or a pack. I think the backpack, it clips on underneath the meat can pouch. And then I found a date on this one. OMO 1917. Now here's a set of dog tags. Every soldier was issued a pair of dog tags. And on the back of them, it had a serial number. Here's a pretty cool item. Got the I guess the 3rd Infantry Division right there, insignia, and then it's got the original pencil on the side. If you take the pencil out, hold on a second. When the pencil comes out, this will flip up, and it's got like a little tablet there you can write on. It's spring activated. I had to put the camera down because couldn't do it with one hand. But put it back together with one hand. And there's the back of that. Alright, here's a shaving kit for the soldiers. And there's just extra blade that would go in there, and then the handle would screw into the head of the shaver. That would really screw kids up nowadays. They wouldn't have a clue how to do it. And then here's some paper items. There's a infantry drill regulations book. That was 1918. And here's a Army songbook for the U.S. troops. And of course, everybody needed a Bible, so here's the New Testament. It's from World War I. I don't want to play around with the pages there. And after we lit the heinies, everybody got a victory medal. And then these bars here are campaigns that the soldier would have fought in. And there's the back of it. And the brooch here is a wraparound brooch. Alright, now, since we had to fight the Germans, here's some German items. There's a steel helmet. And if you're wondering what these tabs are sticking out, there was a specially made steel face, or not a face plate, but another plate that would go across right there around the forehead, so they can look up out of the trenches and not have to worry about getting their head shot off. I don't know how effective they were. Don't have a liner to it, but there's a look at the inside of it. Now, when they first went into war, 1914, 1915, 1916, they wore these called the pickle helps. These are just like pressed cardboard. Spin her around there. Here's the inside of it. This is an original, and my steel helmet is an original. It's named right there, but can't make it out. Alright, here's the soft cap they wore. Each territory would have a different color on their hat right there, so they know where they're from. And inside of it, size 55 right there, regiment marked. Really nice hat. This stuff here goes for insane money at shows also, but I got these back when you could buy them at a decent price. All right, that's it for the video. Again, happy Veterans Day. If you know any veterans out there, please shake their hands and tell them thank you for their service. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ring that notification bell, and please subscribe to my channel. Until then, we'll see you on the next video. Have a good weekend.